Hello, I am Jose Diaz from the Online Learning Department, and today I'm going to show you how to create videos with interactive quizzes using Screencast-O-Matic. So I'm going to show you two ways where you can add a quiz to a video. And the first way is if you already have a video and you just want to add a quiz to the video. And the second way is if you want to create a new video and then add the quiz after. So the first way, which is if you already have a video and you just want to add a quiz, which is much easier and quicker to do, all that you really have to do is open up your Screencast-O-Matic application from your computer. Now, if you don't have Screencast-O-Matic on your computer, you can go to screencast-o-matic.com and then download the application to your computer. And if you don't have a Screencast-O-Matic license, please feel free to email the Department of Online Learning and we will create an account for you. All right, so here we go. This one, the first one we're going to do is just adding a quiz to a video that's already created. It's already done. It's a video that you have. So let's go ahead and click screencast-o-matic.com. And this will take some time for it to open. Okay, here we go. So I have Screencast-O-Matic open. Over here at the top right-hand corner of Screencast-O-Matic is the import button. So you need to import that video to Screencast-O-Matic. And to do that is you have to click on import and locate the video from your computer. Let's see if I have any videos here. Okay, here's one video that I had. And so here, then I can just click on the video, click open, and then the video will upload, import to Screencast-O-Matic. As you can see in the progress bar here at the top right corner. So the video now is at 100%. It's been imported. And here's my Unit 3 video. So from here now, you have to click on the video. And the next step is that you have to click upload to Screencast-O-Matic. So we're going to upload this video now to screencast-o-matic.com. If you have used Screencast-O-Matic before, you're familiar with this screen. This is where you can add a title, description, the quality of the video, and visibility. In this case, I'm making the video unlisted because I only want my students to see the video. It is not public. I don't want to make it public because then everyone at FIT can see my video. So we're keeping this to unlisted. Once we're done with this, you can go ahead and click on this green publish button. And so now this video is being uploaded to screencast-o-matic.com. And for us to add a quiz to the video has to live in screencast-o-matic.com. Now, you don't really have to wait for this to upload to 100%. You can just click continue in the background. So I'm going to do that for now because as that video is being uploaded, I'm going to show you how to create a video in Screencast-O-Matic and then add the quizzes. So this is a second option, right? So to create a video in Screencast-O-Matic, all you really have to do is click record. And so I'm going to do a quick recording so that I can have two videos, one that's been imported, a pre-created video that I will import to Screencast-O-Matic, and also a video that I will create now. So let's create a new video. I'm going to go ahead and click record. And I am going to go with screen capture. And let's go ahead and click record. I'm assuming that you know how to use Screencast-O-Matic. If you don't know how to use Screencast-O-Matic, you can go to our YouTube channel. There are several videos there on how to use Screencast-O-Matic. So let's go ahead and click on the screen. And then I'm going to go ahead and click the record button. then I am going to open up my PowerPoint slides because I'm going to lecture over these. Okay, so here we are. This is slide number 1, slide number 2, slide number 3, slide number 4, and slide number 5. So we're going to stop there. It's about 21 seconds. And, so actually, I, I, okay, so here we have Screencast-O-Matic open. Now, if you're not familiar with Screencast-O-Matic, I have several videos on our YouTube channel that you can go to and watch. So I'm going to go ahead and we are recording the screen, and then I'm going to go ahead and click the record button. Now we have our countdown in Screencast-O-Matic, and here is slide number 1, slide number 2, slide number 3, slide number 4, and slide number 5. So this is where you can lecture, right, and change the slides. So I'm going to stop the video there. That's about 18 seconds. Then I'm going to click Done. And then we're going to click Edit Video. From here now, I want to make sure that I add the captions. So I'm going to click on Captions, English, Speech to Text, click Start. And now Screencast-O-Matic is generating the captions for me. If you see a typo, like I see here, it says flight as opposed to saying slide, you can just click on the text and type away the correction. Once you're done with the captions, make sure to click OK. Now that the video has the captions, you can go ahead and click Done. And from here, we can upload the video to Screencast-O-Matic.com. Remember, the video has to go to Screencast-O-Matic.com so that you can then add the quiz to your video. Like we did before, we can change the title. So I'm going to call this Lecture Video Unit 1. You can add a description. You can add or remove the highlight cursor. I'm pretty happy with this. Oh, and make sure that it's unlisted. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and click Publish. And this is a quick video, so it should upload pretty fast. Once it's uploading to Screencast-O-Matic, then we can now work on adding the questions to the video and make it an interactive video. Okay, it's completed and it's uploaded to Screencast-O-Matic.com. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. I don't need Screencast-O-Matic anymore, so I'm going to close the application. I don't need the PowerPoint anymore, so I'm going to exit the PowerPoint. And from here now, we are going to go to Screencast-O-Matic.com. So that's www, let me type that in, www.screencast-o-matic.com. Click on Enter or Return on your keyboard. I'm already logged into my Screencast-O-Matic account. I can see my initials are there. If you're not logged in, make sure you use your username and password to get in. Again, if you don't have an account with Screencast-O-Matic, you can reach out to the Office of Online Learning and we can create an account for you. From here, I want to go ahead and click on My Content and locate the two videos that I just uploaded. Okay, so this is the video that was already pre-recorded, and this is the video that I just made. So I have two videos, a pre-recorded video and a video that I just created on the spot. I am now going to add a quiz to my videos. When you hover over a video's thumbnail in Screencast-O-Matic, you have these four options: the play or preview, copy link, open link, and details. I want you to go ahead and click on details. From here, you can preview the video on the left-hand side by clicking on the play button. And here is slide number 1, slide number 2, slide number 3, slide number 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a question for each slide. So there's 5 slides, there's going to be 5 questions. So it's important for you to watch the video first so that you know where to insert those questions. And most likely you're going to insert questions where there are learning objectives that you want the students to retain the knowledge, right? So it's strategic. You want to make sure that you add your questions so that you can test them on the knowledge. So let's find a slide number 1. Here's slide number 1. Okay, so this is slide number 1, and we're at the 2-second mark, right? So you can see here we're at the 2-second mark. So on the right-hand side, you have the pencil icon, which is to edit the video. But I want to draw your attention to this icon here. It's a finger. It's not the middle finger, it's the pointer finger, right? So we're going to go ahead and click on this icon of the finger. You have 2 options. You can add an interaction, or you can create a quiz. And what we're going to do today is we're going to create a quiz so that we can overlay the quiz on top of the video. So go ahead and click Create Quiz. And we're going to call this Lecture Video Unit number 1. That's fine. The video, you can give the quiz a different name in the video, or you can change it. Maybe let's call this Lecture Video Unit 1 Quiz, so that we can differentiate the quiz from the video. All right. After you've given the quiz a title, make sure to click Create Quiz. All right, so we want to be at the 3-second mark. That's where we said that slide number 1 is. And there it is, slide number 1 at the 3-second mark. Then we go to the right-hand side of your screen and click on Add a Question. From here, you have to select a question type. So if you click here under this area, you will get a drop-down, and there are 5 options for you. You can have a multiple choice question. You can have a true and false question, short answer, poll, or rating. We're going to create a 1 question of each for every slide. So slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, 4, and 5. So for slide 1, we're going to choose a multiple choice question. Now you have the option of choosing to put the multiple choice question at the beginning of the video or at the end of the video. I really want to put the question at the 3-second mark. So let me go ahead and type my question. Okay, so what slide is this? And now here you have to put in the possible answers. I'm going to put here slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, and slide number 5. If you scroll down a little bit, you can also add none of the above by clicking on this checkbox. I don't want to use none of the above, so I'm going to go to the next option, which is allow multiple answer selections. So if this question was, what slide is this? And then you would say choose all that apply. Since it's a multiple answer question, you could have, let's say, 2 correct answers. Oh, I have to check the box first. Now it allows me to select multiple answers. I'm not going to do this for this question. I'm going to keep this very simple. There's only going to be 1 answer. So I'm going to uncheck that and uncheck this. But you do have the option to allow multiple answers. You can also randomize the order of the answers. So you can randomize the possible answers. You can also add feedback to the question. I think this is very useful. So if the student gets the answer correct, you can say, well done. If they get the answer wrong, you can say, go back to the video to check. Right? And what this does is it allows a teachable moment for you creating a teachable moment for when a student gets an answer wrong. So that's what you're doing here. All right, so let's go ahead and click save. Notice I get an error message. I haven't selected the correct answer. So I'm happy that it doesn't let me progress without having select a correct answer. So let me go ahead and check slide 1. So let me go now and click on the save button here. So here is question number 1. Now, if I want to add another question, I can now move to slide number 2. Let's go ahead and click on the play button. Oops, the audio. Slide number 3. Let me back up because I kind of missed slide number 2. A little further back. Slide number 2. Okay, so slide number 2 at the 5-second mark. So on the right-hand side, we're going to click Add Question for slide number 2. For slide number 2, I'm going to choose a true and false. Again, you can choose to put the question at the beginning or at the end of the video or at a specific time. Now we want this question to go at the 5-second mark, so I'm going to just click here, type in 5, and let's create a question. This is always a hard part when creating these videos, is getting creative. Let's say something like, we are now talking about slide number 2. So you have to create a statement, right? And so we are talking about slide number 2, so this is a true. Again, you can add feedback by clicking on the checkbox. You can leave it to well done. And if you want to create a teachable moment again, you can say, this is slide 2 because, and then you can create a teachable moment by explaining why they got the answer wrong. And this is instant feedback for the student. So we go ahead and click save. And now we're going to move to slide number 3. So I'm going to go back here and click play. Oops, let me just turn the speaker back on. Sorry about that. Just click play again. Slide number 3. So this is slide number 3 at the 6-second mark. Again, we go to the right-hand side, click Add Question. This time, I am going to choose a short answer. So please describe slide number 3. And if you want to set a specific answer length, you can click on this box. And now the student's response has to be between 25 characters and 500 characters. You can change this by going into the minimum and the maximum and increasing the maximum. If you want the answer to be much longer, make it 600 characters. You can do that by that. And then maybe I want this to be more than 25 characters, the minimum to be more than, let's say, 100 characters. So between 100 characters and 600 characters. This is similar to Twitter, where a Twitter post is limited to a certain number of characters. Okay, this looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and click save. So now we have 3 questions. Now let's move to slide number 4. 3, slide number 4. Here we go, slide number 4 is at the 9-second mark. And I want to go ahead and add a question for slide number 4. For number 4, I am going to go with a polling question. And we're at the 9-second mark. And then I can say something like, is slide number 4 confusing? We can say, yes, it is confusing. No, not confusing. Little. So this is basically three possible. It's similar to the multiple choice question, and then you're polling the students to see how they feel about slide number 4. So this is more like a muddiest point, trying to figure out if the students are understanding the material. Again, you have all the options. I'm not going to cover them again, but they're all here. Randomize, add the other option, or allow viewer to skip the question or make it required. And you can hide the results if you don't want them to see the results. I think it's nice for students to see the results because it kind of creates a sense of, community. I'm not the only one that's doing this quiz. So it will show the results of the poll for the students. All right, I'm pretty happy with the polling question. So let's click Save. And now we're going to move over to slide number 5. So let's make sure the audio is on and click Play. For slide number 5. Okay, so here's slide number 5 at the 12-second mark. Let's click Add a Question. And this one, we're going to do a rating. So we're going to say, rate this slide from a scale of 5. 1 being the lowest, and 5 being the greatest. All right, put in parentheses. And here you can choose the scales. It's already said the scale's out of 5. I'm going to leave it at 5. You can choose stars, hearts, or smiley. I like the stars. I'm going to make this a required question they cannot skip. And if you want to add optional comments, you can do so by clicking on the Allow Optional Comments. And then here, if you do optional comments, you can say, explain your rating, or describe your rating, or discuss why you rated. Why did you rate it a 5 or a 1 and whatever? You can, so now the students can then write a sentence or two about what they thought about this slide number 5. So then we can click Save. I'm pretty happy with my last question. Okay, look at that. If you notice, you get these blue kind of raindrops icons, which identify that there is an interaction happening at these time mark, at the timestamps during this video. Next is at the top here, you will notice you can edit the quiz. You can go here, and if you want to remove the question, delete it. If you want to edit the question, you can do so, or copy, duplicate, clone the question if you want to do so. That can be done from here. If you want to go to the assignment and settings, you can then go into the settings, prevent skipping. So that means that all the questions are required. If you want to hide the question markers, right? The markers are the blue raindrops that I described earlier that identifies an interaction. I like to leave them on because it gives the students a heads up that an interaction is about to happen. And you can go ahead and play with these settings on your own. Now, here on the left-hand side, you can ask your audience to enter information prior to taking the quiz. I think this is really important. So if you click on this box, now you can require the students to enter their first name, last name, and email, if that's what you want. I think this is nice because it helps you identify the students when you are reviewing the results. This is the direct link to the quiz. Here's the embed code so that you can embed this video quiz to your Brightspace or Blackboard. The next tab is the results summary. So this will give you the summary of the whole class and how they did, how long did they watch the video, etc. So there's a lot of good stuff here for you to get data from. If you want individual results, then you can jump over to each individual student and how well they did in the class, in the quiz. Now, over to the right, you can actually export the results as a PDF, XLS, or CSV so that you can open the data as an Excel document. So that could be important for you. Now, as we move over to Brightspace, there's going to be integration so that when the students complete the video quiz, all that data gets pushed to the gradebook. So when that happens, we will then have those scores get pushed into the gradebook automatically for you. All right, so now that we have the quiz, let's preview the quiz so I can show you how the interactions will occur. So let's turn on the audio. Let's click on play.
And here's slide number 1.
You see how the video pauses when it got to the blue marker? And so this here is now question number 1. So this one is, please describe slide 3. So in this case, I made this question into a short answer. So at the bottom right corner, you can see that the minimum character remaining is 100. It won't accept my answer until I have 100 characters as an answer. So let me continue typing until I have entered 100 characters. Okay, so there we go. I have between 100 characters and I think it was 600 characters. So now you can go ahead and click continue and submit your answer. Okay, I actually I overlapped 2 questions, as you can see. This is the other question, which is the multiple choice. What slide is this? So this is slide number 1, and continue. Now the student, if the student doesn't know the answer, they can always click rewatch. And if they click rewatch, it takes them back to that point in the video
here is slide
that discusses the answer to that particular question.
Number 1.
So here again is my short answer, which I accidentally placed in the wrong place, but it's okay. Let's go to the next one, which is the multiple choice. Click continue.
Slide number 2.
Okay, we are now talking about slide number 2, true. If I get it wrong, click continue.
Slide number 3. Slide number.
Okay, is slide number 4 confusing? No, it's not confusing. Let's go ahead and click continue.
4. And slide number 5.
And slide number 5 was our rating, so I had to pick either 1 out of 5, 1 being the lowest. Let's go with 5 stars.
This is where you can lecture, right?
So now I've submitted all my questions, all my answers, and so now the students would then complete the quiz, and then as a professor, you would go into your results and check to see the grades that way. Or if we have Screencast-O-Matic integrated into Brightspace, those scores will get pushed and published to the gradebook. Now, what makes this great is that we are practicing active learning. If we just create videos for students that are just passive, it doesn't really help them retain the knowledge. But if we add interactive quizzes, questions into the video, we can help them process the information, solidify the memory from short-term and push it over to long-term memory, because now the students have to recall. And therefore, by recalling answers from the lecture, we are solidifying that memory from short-term memory into long-term memory. And this is what active learning is all about. We want to avoid that passive experience. We want the students to be hands-on and actually active as they are watching these videos, and it provides a better experience for students because they are also participating in the experience and not just passively watching your lecture video. The other thing I do want to mention is you want to keep these videos short, somewhere between 5 to 7 minutes. You don't want to go ahead and lecture for an hour to 2 hours. And if you can, please practice chunking. This is what chunking is about. Chunk your videos into small, digestible chunks of information, not a giant data dump where now 2 to 3 hours of lecture time in one video. Creating these 5 to 7 short videos makes it easier for the students to then take away those learning objectives. Right? It helps them digest the material easier. So that's pretty much it for this video on how to create quizzes and insert these quizzes into either a pre-recorded video or a new video that you just recorded using Screencast-O-Matic. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you have any questions, you can please feel free to reach out the Office of Online Learning. Have good luck and enjoy. Take care, everyone.